What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the ZHP garage. Hope you guys are all having a great day. It is a late night here in the garage. We are going to be continuing on here with the Nova build, just doing the few things that we said we were going to do in last video. So we're going to start off with getting the front core support out of the way, off of the front suspension, because we're going to definitely need that for the car later on in the future when we start putting everything back together in the front. And we're just going to move on with the exhaust and a couple other things. So let's get started right now. All right, sir, how are you gonna go about getting this off of here?
We're taking this core support out. In 65, they riveted the bottom part of it, because this comes with the core support, so we gotta grind these rivets off and knock these out. But the front of it unbolts, so start by unbolting.
Did the battery come like this from the factory?
Yeah, it was right here. It wasn't all rotten like this though, but that's where it was. Okay, so now we gotta grind these down so we can knock them out.
So what were you doing there, sir?
Persuading. So I got this side loose. We have to straighten this out and clean it up a little bit, but the rivets are pretty stout. They didn't want to come apart, but we got it apart. So now we just need to get these two out. Then we should well get this whole core support out.
So did you bend it up at all when you were trying to get it out just now?
A little bit here on the bottom, and probably a little bit on the sides over here. But
And is this how it normally comes originally, factory?
with the little dent in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all. Yeah, that's original.
How come it comes with the dent like that?
I don't know. Clear something. I'm not sure, but that's a factory thing though. We're gonna clean this up, and we're gonna weld up all these holes that we're not using before we get it painted or powder coated, whichever way we decide to go. But all these holes are going to be filled in. Whatever's not being used, this one will stay, and these ones will stay because that's where it bolts to the inner fender. But we'll get it all cleaned up.
And on the inner fender, does it bolt or rivet back on, whatever?
It bolts. It just bolts right here. This bolt here. These ones aren't used. This one, and then the one on the front here are the ones that's bolted to the new subframe. We're gonna have to make a bracket because we're gonna put a bigger radiator in here. Probably have to open this up a little bit because we're gonna put a bigger radiator in here.
Well, now that we have the front core support out, we're gonna put the front suspension up for sale. We're gonna get that out of here because we're not gonna be dealing with that. All old technology to us. We don't need it, so we're done with that. Now we're gonna move on to the exhaust. We're gonna jack up the back and we're gonna get the junk rear coilover shocks out of here that's making it look like a truck, and we're gonna get on to the exhaust.
Hear that squeaking? That's the exhaust rubbing on the tire. That's how cool they got it.
You know, I thought for a second it was like a jack stand moving or something.
No, the tire rubs on the tailpipes on the inside right there. It's quality exhaust shop.
What you mean is, sir?
See right here?
So that's how it would drive down the road, just like that?
Yep. They didn't add enough coilover in their coilover shock. Get it up high enough to clear the tire.
Okay, get this thing out of here. This is super annoying.
There's some quality tailpipes right here. Not only are they rubbing on the tire,
Jeez, man.
it's all kinked in the bends. This one here is like kinked way down, and looks like it's rubbing on the rear end. That's restrictive garbage.
So from the looks of it, they didn't have a tube bender. What do you think they did?
I think they used a tree and a couple people and just bent it around the post or something. So here's the other tailpipe, just as amazing as the first one. See where it's rubbing pretty good on the rear end. Kinked around and the bends over the tailpipe, over the housing. It's got chrome tips though, so you know it's cool.
I'm sexy and I know it.
So we actually are going to be reusing these mufflers, Flowmaster, but we're going to bring it back. We're going to cut it back up here where it's bigger, and we're going to make the whole exhaust is going to be a 3-inch dual. We're going to save these, clean them up, and we're going to be reusing the mufflers.
So how do you plan to build the exhaust then?
We're going to get a universal tailpipe kit, or that comes with straight pieces of mandrel bends, and we're just going to cut it and weld it up, and we're going to make our own exhaust. Tucked up tight, not hitting the rear end or rubbing the tire. And we're going to use these, and we're going to put a couple resonators in the front, so it'll have, off the headers, it'll have some resonators, all 3-inch with an H or an X. I haven't decided which one I'm going to do yet. We're going to use these same mufflers. So it can go up over the rear end, but it's not going to go out the back so you see it. It's just going to go up and over. It'll probably stop right here so you won't see it. So we're not going to have chrome tips or nothing on it. So you have to wait and see how it turns out.
Well, now we're going to move on to the rear coilover shocks that we said we're going to take off in the last video. And with the way our setup is right now, it's kind of hard to get underneath the car. I can't really videotape too much visual stuff, so Master Mechanic already got the both of them out. He's going to pull them out from underneath the car right now, and we're going to talk a little bit about it.
Amazingness right here. Here's how you turn a Nova into a John Deere. It's on top of the monoleafs that you have. You have to add a coiled over shock so you can get your tires up high enough so they can hang out the side of the car, I guess. So we're going to set this thing on the ground now, and let's see, get a little bit better idea how it's going to sit without these ginormous gas charged coilover shocks. Now the rear end's not even, tire actually fits better on there now because the rear end's centered. Before it was kicking it sideways and this tire was rubbing.
Well, obviously there's no shocks in it right now, but when we get the new shocks put in, is this how it's supposed to sit right here?
No, it's still going to sit even lower than this.
Even lower?
Yeah, the whole car is going to sit lower than this. Probably a good, probably almost 2 inches lower. That's actually sitting level now, but there's no engine in the front, so the front's going to go down. We're going to lower the back still. It's gonna be on the ground.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This was just a little quick one to get apart the things that we needed to get apart, and stay tuned for the next one coming up on the Monday. We're gonna be taking apart my truck a little bit. We're gonna be doing a few things that are pretty major, so stay tuned. There's a lot to come. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already to the channel for more videos like this, and I will see you all next time.